Right back under the waterfall. We just restored all your energy body after the life of Ira. And I want to ask you, what did you learn in that life? What kind of positive lessons did you learn in that life?
We were free. We we were organized in little tribes, and we were free and very creative.
So you got
And
creativity,
it was uh, we were unprepared and did not develop technology, so we had only simple tools, but
Right,
it was sufficient, but it was not sufficient for this enemy.
right. So that was sufficient for your life, for your own survival on the planet, but
Yes,
it wasn't sufficient to fight the invaders. All
yes.
right. All right. What would you like to keep? We already cleared all the negative emotions, but what would you like to keep from the life of Ira? What kind of skills, abilities, attitudes would you like to have from her?
This wonderful, this feeling of everything is thriving, like a rose bush that is flourishing and having
Mhm.
this this buds and this big roses, and everything is lush and green and wonderful, and
Right,
so was our whole society was just thriving in that way.
right. I want you to go back into that life, into a very pleasant scene of thriving and abundance. And I want you to bring the body of Julianne with you. So you'll be in two bodies at once. You will be in the body of Ira and in the body of Julianne. And Julianne is observing Ira doing something, healing or doing some kind of magic. And I want you to put a golden web between Ira and Julianne. This is basically a filter which allows to just bring whatever you want and leave everything
Yes,
behind.
yes.
And I want you to start breathing in the energy of Ira into Julianne's body. You're literally merging with her, but through the golden filter. This way you only take only positive.
Yes,
Done? Yeah,
yes,
it's a very quick process. So
yeah.
keep all the wonderful memories, all the wonderful skills, and leave alone everything else.
It
All right.
was heaven, but it was not heaven on earth. It was heaven on another planet. That's my feeling. So
So
is
yeah,
heaven
so keep the heaven, and leave everything else.
for me.
We don't want you to bring anything negative into life of Julie.
Yes,
Only the heaven and abundance and all the abilities for astral travel and healing and magic and energy work. All keep all this positive stuff. And now you're back under waterfall, back under waterfall. And I want you to look around and tell me, is there anybody approaching you by any chance, or you're still by yourself?
there is a man approaching me.
Oh, a man approaching you. Let's look at him. Connect with his energy, and we can just ask, who are you?
Who are you?
And let's see what is he saying. What is he saying?
I know who he is. He's my partner
Your partner from the life of Juliana, from the life of Ira,
from the life of Ira.
from Ira. Also, he was your male partner in Ira's life. All right. So you can just give him a hug and have like a wonderful reunion.
Yes.
You finally met, the other side.
Yes.
Right. I want you to look in his eyes and see if you recognize anybody's energy from the life of Julianne.
No.
No. Let's ask him, is there any chance he might be showing up in the future in the life of Julianne? Do you have a contract with him for this life?
Yes.
All right. And approximately what year he's going to show up?
This year.
This year. Very good. In this life, will he be a man or a woman?
A man.
A man. And what kind of a relationship you're supposed to have with him?
A working relationship.
Working. Will it be romantic or no? Or more like friends and mission together? Or will it be also some
A mission together.
mission together? So it'll be like a working partner. Okay. Mission.
There might be developing also romantic, but the
But romantic
main
is not under question, but definitely a mission because you're from the same
can
planet,
yes,
from the same
yes,
tribe.
yeah,
How will you recognize him when he shows up?
and yes, his eyes,
By his energy, by his eyes. All right.
yes,
So now I want you to say basically goodbye to him. See you this year in real life. And I want you to start raising above the waterfall because the waterfall is just like a first level of astral reality, non-physical reality. And I want you to go higher.
hmm
I want you to go in the level of the records and information, basically like a mental plane.
hmm
And I want you to find a library or hall of records or any kind of information storage where we can access all your past lives.
okay.
Tell me how it looks like.
It looks like a big castle with I'm standing before a wooden door,
Uh-huh.
high
Let's go
wooden
inside.
door, and it's yellow painted walls outside.
Mhm. Right. So the doors are opening up, you're going inside the castle, and let's find a place where your record is being stored.
Oh, it's so big. I'm lost. How could I find it?
Well, let's look around and let's ask for somebody like a librarian or a guide to this place, somebody who just works there. Let's call.
Yeah, there's an
Oh,
elder
help
woman.
me. Okay, some woman shows up, and okay, so she knows this place very well. We'll ask
Yeah,
her, please take her to her record or her book or whatever it looks like,
yes.
and she will take you.
She is taking me to this in the back where not the books are, but the rolls. There are big rolls.
Oh, they're all like scrolls, right? Like a
Scrolls,
scroll,
yes.
like an old books, scrolls.
Yes, very, very old.
All right, yeah. Well,
Big
scrolls are going
scrolls.
to be a little bit more difficult to navigate than a regular book, so let's ask the librarian to stick around
Yes.
and help us a little bit to translate this scroll into human language.
Yeah.
And I want you to open the scroll in the very beginning where they have all the numbers of the chapters and names of them. And let's ask the scroll or the librarian how many chapters are on the scroll altogether.
Over 1,000.
Over 1,000. Out of the thousands of lives, how many were human? Let's just talk percentage.
20%.
About 20%. All right, 20%. So I want you to open the scroll on the preface to the scroll, where they will describe, or there'll be some kind of a pictorial allegory showing the birth of your soul. It's going to be some kind of a picture or animation, very abstract. So we want to see what happened at the moment when her soul separated from the source. If you can see a picture or an allegory.
I see a flame in a light
Mhm.
or
Also,
yes, like a light blue flame
uh-huh.
in a circle, and it's like a dragon, and this dragon is biting in its own tail.
All right, the dragon bite it becomes like this disconnect
Yes,
from everything, becomes
but
biting.
it's it's not stable picture. It's
Right,
really
right,
like
because
flames,
yeah,
and it's the flames have this outlook of a dragon, but
right, but
yeah.
it's all very abstract at that point. I want you to look from the position of this dragon,
Hmm.
look around you and see if there are any souls who are born simultaneously with you or like right next to you. Do you see? Or you're just by yourself?
I'm just by myself.
You're just by yourself, all right. So let's continue.
In the distance, there are also I see they are like little blue circles,
Mhm.
flames. Maybe they are also little ones, but they
Ah,
are in the
how
distance.
many little blue circles you see there?
Maybe 30.
Oh, about 30 or 13?
That's 13.
13, right?
No,
All
no, no, 13.
right,
Three
30,
times.
30, all right. So that's pretty big group, right? Well, let's fly towards those little blue circles. And let's just connect very quickly with their energy. Let's scan their energy. And tell me, among those little blue circles, do you recognize anybody from the life of Julianne? You will just,
No,
at that point, just by energy. All right.
no, no.
No. All right. Very good. No. So none of them are present in this life. Now I want you to the place in the book. Let's go to the place in the book. When your soul first arrived on the Earth orbit. So right before your very first incarnation on the planet Earth, so you're looking
Mm-hmm.
at Earth from the orbit, and tell me, does Earth looks like now or it looks different?
It looks very different.
All right, looks very
It's in
different.
the early times.
Right. Or is it during the times of like terraforming when all the volcanoes are...
Uh, the the plant kingdom.
Oh, there is
I'm
already plant kingdom, all right.
I'm loving the plant kingdom into existence.
Oh. Or are you participating in making the plant kingdom into...
Yes, yes, especially
Ah, so you came
the,
for this
the
mission to create
moss, the
Earth.
farm, and the oaks.
Mm-hmm. And you...
I designed with some other. I was not. It was a group design, but we designed this wonderful shape of the oak and of the
Ah,
fawn, and I loved this unrolling leaves of the fawn
right.
so much. It was such a good idea.
Mm-hmm. I
I'm
want you
fond
now
of
to
that.
look at your group. I want you to look at your group with
Yes.
whom you're designing all these plans. So this is
Mm.
the first group which came with you to Earth. How many beings are in your group?
We are no human.
I know you're not human. How many,
Mm.
approximately?
15.
Well,
15.
so smaller group. Again, scan the energy of all these beings and see if you recognize anybody from the life of Julianne.
No.
No. Okay. All right. Very good. So Out of those thousands and thousands of lives, you know, human lives, extraterrestrial lives, in how many, again, let's just deal with percentages because it's huge numbers, so let's just talk about percentage. What percentage of these lives she was a psychic or a healer or channeler or something like that?
30%.
About 30%. All right. But
Mostly I was teacher.
you're mostly very, is teaching included in this 30%?
Now
Oh, so how many percent is a teacher?
50.
Or half as a teacher and 30% as a healer. All right. Let's look at the last chapter on your scroll, which is this
Yes.
life.
Yes.
And let's look at your mission and life purpose for the life of Julianne. So she had all these lives as a healer and a teacher. What is a very specific mission for this life?
I want to find them all, which I've lost because they are here. The blue flame
Mm-hmm.
are here, and also those creating the plant kingdom with me are here, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't meet them so far.
So let's look in your mission and your plans and contracts. Are you supposed to meet all those 15 beings?
Yes, yes.
How will you find them?
They will find me. It's like I am attracting all those. I'm like the focus for
Like a
them.
lighthouse, right? You're gonna send the energy and they will come to you. So it's something which will happen through internet, books, teachings, right? They will
and
find
and
you.
and also about energy at all without any others. So maybe that we meet in the woods on a walk or such things.
So there might be. Let's ask the book.
So it's about nature and
She's so
creating.
connected with nature. Is there any kind of like a mission or plan to do something with nature in this life? Like create some kind of a nature walks or have eco community or anything of this? Or
My mission is to create from this experience here to bring this heaven on another star system to Earth.
right, so that's
So to
memories of
create
Iris life you're
communities
bringing it on Earth. Okay.
and to have initiated or or teaching for
Mhm.
communities which are free and creative
Right,
and loving,
very good.
and to raise vibration and to get rid of the same force
Uh-huh.
still here.
All right. So there is a very interesting thing about the Akashic record. It not only holds all the memories of the past lives, it also holds all kinds of future timelines. You know, future doesn't happen yet, so it's a possibility. But I am asking the book, the scroll, to show you like a little video. We're going between 5 and 10 years from now, so somewhere after between 26 and 2030. We're going like 5 to 10 years in the future. And I'm asking the scroll to show you the most beneficial future aligned with her life purpose.
I have established a community
Mhm.
with my partner
Right. Is it
and
in
with
Germany or another
friends.
country?
Hmm?
Is it in Germany or another country?
It's in Germany.
It's in Germany.
It's
Can you
it's
speak?
here nearby.
Oh, it's nearby. Is it somewhere in the woods, like in the nature?
Uh, it's uh, it's uh, near the national park.
Near the national park. Mhm. Uh-huh.
and it's sustainable, and it has all this wonderful ideas put into practice.
Right. How
And
many
yeah,
people do you have in your community?
it's funny. 30.
About 30. Do these 30 people, do they actually live there or they just visit?
They live there, but
Uh-huh.
we are like the seed. So we
Right.
have visitors, and they come and look, and then they make their own project.
Right. So you have 30 people who actually live there and a whole bunch of people who are just coming visiting.
Yes, yes.
Do you do
And
any
that's
kind of
also our
workshop? What do you do there for these people who are visiting?
um, we we just show them to live by living with us. So it's not, we don't teach by teaching, we teach by living.
Oh, so they come for a visit and they see how you live and they can like,
They live with us, and work with us and be with us, and then after a while they are asked to bring what they learned and what they had in their heart, and bring it into the world, and start their own project. Yeah,
so let's see in that future, like about 2030 or something like that. How many books have you written?
12.
12 books, okay.
Wow.
Why don't we look at your bookshelf? Let's look at these books and see if you can pick up the names of these books. The future books.
Of
Let's look
the
at them.
future works.
Yeah, let's look at them. What are they about?
I can't see the title, but I see it's about community life,
I love
about
that community.
men, women sharing,
Uh-huh.
and
Gender relationships.
uh, obvious also about what I've learned in that life we have met now, that the woman and the men are not living together but coming together,
Right.
and they are very in peace with that.
So, so in your new
It's
community,
a
it's like a women's house and men's house. So they don't live as couples, but they live as genders.
Yes, and we have one household, so the tribe has one for cooking, and they are having the meals together if they want.
Right. Are there any children?
Yes, yes. It's
Who
all ages.
children live all together with the kids or they live with women?
The children live together with the women,
Uh-huh.
and men come and ask them for trips.
Mm.
So the men bring, and female or male doesn't matter. If a kid wants to go on a trip with a man, it's okay, and they can also go with a woman. Then the
Right.
women do other trips.
So
Then
they just sleep at night, they sleep with a woman, but the education
yes,
can be like they can have a
yes,
schoolhouse and everybody is
yes,
okay.
and they have free to live with the aunt, their mother and father. So we think that it is to narrow minded and too little to think in this one couple, children, family type. It's There are a lot of women just mothering and
Mhm.
fathering, or the men are fathering.
Right. I understand.
So they can, when they have a little conflict with one adult, they can just change to another adult and talk with this other adult about it, and so the conflict will resolve easily,
Right.
and they learn much faster.
Very
And
good.
that's one book. One book is about ideal parenting in a
Oh,
little tribe community.
right.
And one book is obviously about sex and partnership in that community.
Right. Right.
And we have a lot of we have technology, so we are not like this heaven there. We have developed
Of some
um,
agricultural
the
machine.
but the technology is for us and not we are for the technology. So
Right.
we strongly decide together where to develop it, and it is not an oligarchic
Right.
thing
It
or
sounds like a social experiment, like a model.
yes
This kind of structure, and let's see if we can live like that. Tell me, where did you get the initial capital? Let's look back. How did you get the money for this thing? Because
crowdfunding.
you need to buy the land, you need to build buildings, or
Yes, crowdfunding.
crowdfunding. All right. What your
It's
future?
also a principle of this community.
Mhm.
Um, we don't believe in big capitals and accumulating of money.
Well,
And,
you still
and
have to own the land, so you don't get thrown
yes,
away by a landlord. So it has to be your land. So that's expensive, in Europe. So you have to raise some money. All right. So let's ask your future self. Do you like this timeline? Do you feel happy in this timeline?
yes,
Right. So let's ask your future self, what kind of advice does it want to give Julianne today?
stay on course.
Stay on course. All right. So if you like your future self, you can just merge with her.
Yes,
You don't need any golden webs because your own energy in the future, ideal timeline,
yes.
just bring her inside the body. Just become one with her. And you can continue talking to her as a guide. Because spirit guides, they're usually like a little bit too far away, but future self is very practical. She has a bank account and she knows how to publish books, and she has all these practical skills. All right. So that's all very good. I want you to look back into the book
Mhm.
and I want you to get an information. What is your relationship with the blue star? She wanted to know if blue star is her higher self, or is it like somebody she met, like a soulmate or a spirit guide? What is their relationship?
Blue star is a code. Blue star is a plan. We
It's a
we
plan,
we came together when we escaped the situation in the Syrian
right? In the
escalation.
so you all got out of
We
the planet,
and some of us in the higher realms we built um, and somewhat like a council, and we decided to infuse help
uh-huh.
for those we knew there were souls of us of our community now trapped on earth.
So
And
basically, this is like a collective energy of all your community from that life, right?
yes, and the plan was
Like a
that
collective
we
group.
infuse this tribe with this information
Uh-huh.
so that they watch to the signs.
Right. So blue star is basically, it's a collective consciousness, right? It's not just one being.
Yes.
Right. So, all right. So why don't we go to the blue star? Let's leave the book for a moment
Mm.
and let's travel through the universe. You can go very quickly now because we're in higher dimensions. You can
Yes.
instantly shift. And let's, first of all, how do you see the blue star? What is the visual?
It's a council of 12, 6 women, 6 men
Six women.
in their energies, and we are from the Syrian
Right.
station.
Is your own higher self a part of this council?
Yes.
Let's connect with your higher self on that council. Let's see, how do you look like on that council?
Uh, a bit like in the last life. So I
Okay,
like
like
to
a kind of like that.
these colorful dresses, and so I continue that.
Right. So you basically kept like her body image and like
Yes, yeah,
in your happy times, all right?
yeah.
All right.
And I am from this council the 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 messenger. The
You're the
messenger.
messenger. Let's look at other members of the council. Scan everybody's eyes really quickly, see if anybody from them are present in the life of Julianne.
No,
No. Let's ask everybody who is coming, who is
they are
actually
all coming.
incarnated in the body and will be a part of your community in the future.
They will come as children.
Oh, they would all come as children. So
Yes,
why don't we jump back in the future into your community, which you
mhm,
created like in year 2030, and
yes.
let's look who came from your council, who is incarnated.
They incarnated in neighbor tribes and in our community, two in ours,
Mhm. So
and
they all going to
they
be
will
younger
have
generation,
children
right?
connect then when they are adult.
Mhm. Right. Very good. So are they some of them already born, or they're going to be born in the future?
Mm, they
Some.
are already born.
How old are they now, approximately?
Three of my future tribes, they are now 4 and 7.
So they're being born literally right now, 4 to 7. So,
Girl and a boy.
oh,
The
there are two of them.
older is a boy.
All right. Can I ask a question to your council?
Mm.
A question is there a fourth wave of volunteers? Dolores Cannon wrote about 3 waves. Is there a such thing as a fourth wave? Because now the
Yes.
new children are being born. What
Yes,
can you tell
and
us about the fourth wave?
it could only be if we have success with the 3 waves. Then there is a fourth wave, and this we are in the middle of the fourth wave.
Well,
Yeah.
they're basically being born right now. What
Yes.
can you tell us about the characteristics of the fourth wave?
They are like all the waves together, more light,
Mhm.
and above all, they are absolutely protected from infiltration.
Protected from infiltration. Uh-huh.
Through education, through manipulation, through um, mm, trends of media or such things. They are
Good
just
immunity for the negative energy.
yes, they are absolutely immunity. So they are not um, they cannot be brought astray from their life purpose.
What will be their like mission in the society in humanity? We know third
To
wave is
bring
the healers. So what will be the fourth wave? What kind of occupation
they
or
they
mission
build
will you have?
communities. They build communities to
Community
thrive.
builders. Mhm.
Yes, they are the builders of the new heaven
Builders of the
on
new,
earth. Heaven on earth, I hear.
mhm, new heaven. Builders of the new earth, basically. All right.
Yes, and they are also help us in going through maybe some rough times, so they can guide through. So they have uh,
Protectors, uh-huh.
not so much protection, but they have the intuition to be at the right time, right place.
Mhm.
And so people who go with them are safe.
Very good. We have a question to your council, which has to do with the future of the Earth as a planet. There is a lot of talk about pole shift and climate change and all kinds of like horrible timelines. And is there a positive timeline without any natural cataclysms where most of the humanity will survive and we just go into new Earth without much damage?
Yes, there is. Yes,
Possible?
definitely one.
Hmm. Can we
And
have a look? Can we have a
it
look at the
is
timeline?
it is not without help of the humans. So the humans are responsible for creating it, this timeline.
Mhm.
It's not coming by chance. It's it's about um, creating this timeline. Yeah.
This fourth wave children.
Hmm.
By the way, what is their color? Because there was like we're talking about one was like baby boom was the rainbow, and then it was indigo children, and then it was crystal children. How shall we call these new children? This new
I don't
generation?
know. They are very crystalline, but I don't know. They have this protection.
Mhm.
Maybe they are more this blue flamish,
Are they
like
going to feel like a
dragon
blue color?
sign I saw. Like
Blue, and there is a protection around them, right? Like a kind of a shield.
yeah, like blue flamish protection around them.
Flame,
Yeah.
flames, right. Will these blue children able to navigate Earth into a positive timeline? Is there any connection between this fourth wave and positive timeline for the planet?
Oh, they are. Their main job is navigation. Yeah.
Mhm. So they
Their
will
main
be
job is
the median
navigation to
skills.
this timeline, but
Mhm.
they need the effort of a lot of others to consciously create that, and they will
What
teach
are
them to do it.
required of regular humans who are not like fourth wave of volunteers and not extraterrestrial? Regular Earthlings, what are we supposed to do to make sure we all don't die in an earthquake or flood?
The first thing they have now really to understand is that they are not separate from nature and all this climate change things. They induce these things by their low vibration and their consciousness. If they if they higher their vibration, then also and give peaceful thoughts, then also the weather will be more peaceful. It's just heating up because the conflicts are also heating up. So the mankind has to learn peace, and then they can also make peace for the weather and for the climate. And there is this possibility to really be in communion with one another in such a peaceful way that the earth itself can be healed from this conflicts and the whole shift which is happening all in 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 in, uh, in regular basis can have the less impact on everybody. It's just the human consciousness has to change. It
What
is so powerful. We can change the weather. We can change, but we have to change first the weather between us and not not battle with one another. And I don't think only in really worse things, but also in struggling, having different opinions and yes,
Mhm.
such things, such conflicts.
Okay, okay. Mhm.
That all that has a consequence on weather. There is no weather without our
There's a connection. The
disturbing
element,
thoughts
the
and
consciousness.
emotion.
All right. Here,
Yes,
here is another question.
we are direct. We are children of the earth. We are not outside nature. Mm,
All right, we have some more questions to
yes.
go through, and we're running out of time, so we have to go a little bit faster. So the next
Okay.
question is ascension process, and is Earth currently on the 5D level or no?
Earth is on the 5D level. Yes.
Mhm.
And
I'm curious.
a lot of people are in the ascension process without knowing, and so they are defining their symptoms in the way the science does and the medicine does, and they don't understand that these symptoms are just they are they are they are only signs of changes, and when their body has adapted to the new to the 5-dimensional earth and is anchored there, then they will be healthy again. Most with one thing, that it will stay your whole life. You are in an ascension process. Things will always change
Mhm.
for some years.
I understand. All right. I'm curious, by the way, is it possible to have physical ascension? Some people say that, oh, our bodies can change to crystalline and we'll just walk into fifth dimension in the physical body. Is this possible or is it just a mythology?
The fifth dimension is also a physical dimension. And you can experience your bodies in every dimension, and it can be physical or non-physical. And you also can now be on Earth with a non-physical body. So it is more about which frequencies from all the signal range the Earth is inhabiting, is formed of which signals you 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 take for yourself, for your
All right, thank you.
you take in through your senses,
Mhm.
and your senses will take the nature. So if you are on the fifth dimensional Earth, it's the colors in nature are stronger, they are lighter, they are vibrant. So it is just a bit more lively, and also the people, they are more, they are they are not like zombies. They have energy, they have fun, they have health, yeah, and they are mixed on the earth. So do you have this fourth and fifth dimensional human bodies, bodies that can already contain these frequencies, and there are bodies that can't, but the earth forces them to contain these frequencies, otherwise they will be sick. So their sickness is also a sign that they have to develop into the fifth dimension, and then they will not be sick again. The third dimensional earth can't keep humans healthy anymore. In some years, it will not be possible without technology and a lot of chemical help and a lot of physical help. But you can do the body absolutely healthy when if you raise the vibration that the body helps.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have another question to your council. If they know, because I understand this is the level of a council, it's not necessarily the level of the source. But since these are very wise and very advanced beings, can they tell me what is beyond the source? Is the source the highest energy which is
Another
possible?
source.
And what is beyond that source?
So we have they say we have. I'm member of the council. We have the the saying, the tradition, the the stories. They, our ancestors, they told us that behind source is another source, and there is another source, but it's just
Fashioned all.
losing in time. But every uh, every new universe born is a bit different. So source is learning
Right.
and maybe coming back again.
Is it possible for a human being still living in a physical body to go beyond the source in meditation? We can only reach the best we can reach
No,
is the source level. How high in
yes,
dimension?
because that's our framework.
Right. Is it possible for the members of the council to go there? Have they ever been beyond the source? Or they just know that there is other sources like beyond that?
Um, um, we have to specify. It's not about source. It's about the universe. So we 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 come from another universe. That's what we know. So we come from a universe with an source, and this source and this universe had completed itself.
So let me ask them,
I don't
does
understand what that
each,
means. So
does
and
each
so we
source,
come.
does
Sorry.
each universe have its own source?
Yes, and this source is in the process of completing, is trying to complete itself,
Mhm.
experiencing itself fully, and then some and when it is completed, it is um, pushing outward the next source, like one life of source and the next life of source, and then the next life of source. But
Let me ask your
maybe
counsel,
there are also other sources than other universes, so there are different experiences.
if we want to go into a parallel universe, do we need to go through the source or no? Say if I want to visit the parallel universe.
If you want to go to the former universe before this, you have to go through source. But for the parallel universes, it's like siblings. You can just
If,
go there.
if I want to go to a parallel universe in meditation, what shall I do?
Just decide.
Just
Be
decide.
firm in that. Just decide and go to the border of the universe and beyond.
Are there any holes in the border of the universe or any kind of gates or vortexes?
In the moment you decide, you create a string of you are a creator, you are source, so you are creating this little hole or this little doorway to this other universe. It's just a level of your frequency. If you can go up high enough in your frequency, it's not only fantasy but real.
Very good. We have
But you
another
can
question.
train it with fantasy. It's our imagination is training for real creation.
Wonderful.
So
Mhm. Another question. How can we deal with ascension symptoms? How can we eliminate all the physical unpleasantness of the ascension symptoms?
the main thing is reconnect with nature. Our body belong to nature, and they are now mainly forced to live in surrounding without energy, with consuming energy. So they they need the nature to connect and go through nature and love nature. In every moment when you love a tree, love a bush, love a flower, they always give you their love back, and that is recreating yourself and and recalibrating you on the earth. And the other thing is, you need body contact, you need embracing, you need real contact. Don't let yourself isolate. Go together, build communities. Don't separate, because separation means your body is stuck only in its own energy. But we are nature and all humanity together. We are for bonding, and in the bonding we exchange these energies, and in the exchange we we potentialize it. So our energy grows more if we are together, and when we are isolated, we have no energy.
Thank you. All right. So we basically went through some questions today, and now I'm stopping recording.